I've been playing Smash for a very unhealthy amount of time now. Putting thousands of hours in multiple entries, winning tournaments across the globe, and all because this game holds a very special place in my heart. I started out with Brawl, but the memories with it are so fond that I have nothing but gratitude for that game. And the anticipation for each entry has come far with the dojo's updates, picks of the day, and Ultimate. Even now, I still enjoy keeping up with news and character announcements. Mr. Sakurai and his team have been putting forward something that's barely possible and make it seem effortless. And we often take for granted how big of a franchise it has become ever since its first installment back in 1999. Starting with barely 12 Nintendo characters and now flexing almost 100 from multiple companies. Even when Ultimate was first unveiled in 2018, we were presented with this frame showing the franchises that are in the game. But I think they were being a little too humble then, and if we were to update it and we add the revealed newcomers, assist trophies, stages, Mii costumes, downloadable fighters, it's an insane lineup. This is without even touching on the spirits, the music, or characters that have yet to make it in. Let's go back to basics though. Smash 64. You got your Mario, your Link, your Pikachu, your Captain Falcon, fighting on Kirby's Dreamland. It was the dream for people who had been growing up with Nintendo and F-Zero when it existed. I only got to experience this game once on the Friends emulator after I had played Brawl. But even then, it left such an impression. It's a little crazy to look back at this roster and think, what would have happened if Smash failed? If this initial attempt wasn't much of a hit, or if they had pulled through with Dragon King? Would we still have been able to have this now? What would the crossover staple be if not for Smash? I wasn't really fortunate enough to enter the world of Melee, but there's a massive group of people that love the game to this day, and it's nice to see for the most part.
What is the champion? What is that?
As I said, when I was growing up, it was about Brawl. I think this was when Smash started growing. To this day I remember this, as well as the main theme and the compressed Wiimote sounds.
Mario! Here we go! Banjo and Kazooie! Steve!
Brawl was the go-to game that my friends and I would spend countless hours and days on. Figuring the mechanics out as we went on was so much fun to the point where we got better and better as days went by. There was nothing like unlocking everyone through subspace and what seemed like an endless amount of challenger approaching encounters. And then Smash for 3DS and Wii U came around. But it wasn't all bad. To me, Smash 4 felt like the time where announcements started to beat the Smash announcements they are today. Scheduling pre-rendered reveal trailers at 7 AM and deconfirming characters on Miiverse like any Tuesday. Despite what it did wrong, it was the game where the crossover part started gaining strength with Pac-Man, Ryu, and even Cloud joining the roster. Thanks to this game, we have what we have now. With Smash Ultimate, they decided to take everything that made Smash great and bring it up as much as they could. Having so many characters, lots of gameplay options, and fan service by inviting as many franchises as possible, not having online, it's the most ideal game in the series. Even without picks of the day, every time they decided to drop information through a direct was a national holiday. And even more so now with the DLC that it gets to break Twitter with one character. But what's the real importance of Smash Brothers? I think it's about how much the game has grown and how many franchises it has brought into the mix. Without Smash, we probably wouldn't have any crossover that's as massive as this one. Regardless of which game they joined with, people have made so many memories with this franchise. It is such a distinct and unique formula that makes the game amazing for both casual and...
Did you see the foreigners?
And it actually has fun gameplay too. I don't think there's another franchise that accomplishes this much other than Smash. Now we're at a point where we don't know where Smash can go from here. How could the next installment be? Who won't come back? Who is going to be leading? Will we get to see something like Subspace again? Where we are now is maybe the golden age, and that sucks a little for the future. We have nothing left but to enjoy the game and hope that we're able to see... Of course, you could always port the game to every console. Just think about it for a second.